Warning, this video contains explicit violence and gore, strong language, and sexual content that may be disturbing to individuals. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. And with a name like Corpse Party, what do you expect? Okay, cutaway. It was like a muffled scream or a moan of agony, the sound you make when you want to make a sound but you're unable to. That one was a little more forceful, accompanied by thrashing. It caused a nearby table light to fall over and roll along the ground. Please, dear, come. Come now, you need to stay calm. This was Yoshi Shinazaki's clinic, and Yoshi herself was on top of her husband, holding him down with both her hands. She continued her Shinto purification chant. To prevent Seiji from biting off his own tongue, he had been gagged with a towel. Needless to say, he wasn't looking particularly well. Not far from where this was occurring, Sachiko stood aghast, trembling as she watched the proceedings with hesitant sidelong glances. Izanagi no Okami, who visits the underworld and beholds our foul spirits, guide us to the cleansing waters of the Tachibana on the Oro no Ahagihara shores in the land of Tsukushi. Seiji, still collapsed on the floor, was clearly suffering. His body was bent into a most unnatural shape, and he was feverishly clawing at his neck. I beseech thee, in the name of the divine virtues of the gods gathered here, to wash away the sins we've committed and the impurities that dwell within our minds and bodies. Sachiko's father screamed through his gag, foam beginning to froth out from its edges. He was going into cyanosis? Ghostly images of Shinazaki women from ages past smiled down upon the event from the ceiling, laughing and mocking his suffering. Worse still, some of the women had traditionally blackened teeth, giving their smile an unintentionally sinister edge. The atmosphere within the room was heavy, as if spirits occupied every empty corner, dancing and flitting about freely and joyously. Seiji's body sharply bent and began convulsing. Come into this world, multitudinous Okami of Haredo. Dear, stay with me, dear! Mio no Mitama, I beg you, please, do not take him. Her great-grandmother, Seira, the head of the Shinazaki family, was among the black-teethed women, laughing joyously at Seiji's suffering. Daddy! Daddy! His voice began to weaken, and his convulsions began to lose strength. Finally, the last spark of life had left his body. His eyes rolled back into his head, and all movement ceased. Daddy, why aren't you breathing? Sachiko looked up, eyes glazed over with tears. Yoshi too was stricken with grief and despair.
霊能力者の血筋、篠崎の者と結婚した夫は必ず早々の死を遂げる。呪われた家の運命に抗えなかった義恵は。
The thing is, though, did we see that incident? Like, in the last game? Because I don't remember that ever happening or any sort of information like that coming to light. I don't know. This is what it means to be a Shinozaki, to be part of the cursed bloodline. All men who marry in are guaranteed to die quickly. Not even Yoshi could circumvent that fate.
心ない者たちから守るよう篠崎の家に託されていた禁忌の本に手をつける。
So she turned to the forbidden book, an item she and her family had been protecting for generations from those who might misuse it.
それが黒の本、Book of Shadows。
The grimoire, the Book of Shadows.
愛する者を失う。そのことを恐れるあまり黒魔術に頼ったの。まさに荒唐無稽でバカな話よね。
To lose a loved one was a fate she feared more than anything else, so she tried to offset it through black magic. It was an act of truly absurd foolishness.
義恵自身もすがれるものなら何でもいい程度にしか思っていなかったと思うわ。
She must have cared for him so deeply, she would have literally done anything to see him again, no matter the cost to her own immortal soul. Aiko stared deeply into my eyes, seemingly fishing for a reaction to her tale.
ところが、まさか、信じられないことが起こる。
But then, what happened next was almost beyond belief. I continued listening, unknowingly stroking the wound on my thigh, as unpleasant memories of my own foolishness run in with black magic resurfaced.
義恵の体に流れる篠崎の血筋。その強い霊力に想像もつかない何かが呼応してしまった。
The Shinozaki blood that flowed through Yoshi's veins was more powerful than anyone could have known. Its energy spawned something much different than what Yoshi intended.
それは
By which, of course, I mean... I instantly knew what she was going to say.
義恵の術で本の中から呼び覚まされた何か。それは涅槃。
From the book she created, a new nirvana.
未来永劫、死者と共にいられる場所。死後の世界を切り取った空間がこの世に生まれてしまったの。
There, one could coexist with the dead for all eternity. It was a new dimension cut from the netherworld itself, forcibly born onto the world of the living.
義恵はもう半分正気を失っていたのね。一人娘の幸子を現世に残して、自分は夫の魂と共に生涯をそこで添い遂げようとした。
Yoshi must have lost her sanity right there. She tried to leave her only child Sachiko in the real world while living with her husband's soul in the new nirvana.
Land of Corpses.
The land of corpses.
ところが、涅槃には意志があり、義恵の手でコントロールできるものではなかったの。
However, this nirvana had a mind of its own. Yoshi couldn't possibly control it, Shinozaki or no. I knew that all too well. Just like Yoshi, I'd experienced my own tragic failure with black magic at the Shinozaki clinic.
黒魔術には障害反動がある。夫の魂はバラバラに飛散し、義恵の命も消えかけた。
Black magic has its own blowback of sorts. Her husband's soul was split apart and scattered in all directions, and Yoshi's life too was on the verge of being snuffed out.
自分の愚かな行為を悔やみながら呼吸を止めようとしたその時。
She knew she made a mistake. She deeply regretted it, and as she took what she could have only assumed to be her dying breath.
底なしに霊能力の強い一人娘幸子が涅槃を丸ごと体の中に飲み込んだの。
Her sole daughter, Sachiko, in possession of a nearly limitless spiritual potential, absorbed the entirety of this new nirvana into her body.
幸子が
Sachiko? The poor girl collapsed on the floor, violently thrashing about as the weight of an entire dimension crushed her from the inside. This action had saved her mother's life, certainly, but death would have surely been preferable. Picking herself up, Yoshi rushed to her daughter's side in tears.
Sachiko! Sachan! あなた。お母さん死なないで、お母さん。
Both parent and child were bawling, pain mixing with relief, mixing with pain again. The little girl buried her face into Yoshi's bosom and just cried and cried. Yoshi grasped her tightly in both arms, tears streaming down her face uncontrollably. By this point, Sachiko's body had begun producing a dark blue aura.
ごめんね、さっちゃん。ごめんね。お母さん間違ってた。お母さんにはあなたがいるわ。もうあなたを置いていこうだなんて思わないから。
Mommy has you, so from now on, Mommy will never leave you. She'll never even think of leaving you again. As you know, Sachiko is a direct descendant of the Shinozaki line, a thoroughbred.
ヨシエを超えるほどの霊能力を持っていたのね。涅槃を丸ごと体内に封じ込めるなんてものすごいことよ。
This means her power is greater than Yoshi's. It had to be, of course, for her to house an entire dimension within her body. Aiko took a big, noisy sip from her coffee mug.
ほとんど最強の霊能者だったんじゃないかしら。まだほんの小さな子供だったけれど。
At the time, she must have been the strongest practitioner of dark arts in all the world, little girl or no.
でも、その幸子が死んでしまって。
Yet despite that, she wound up dying.
そう。保健医ヨシエの転落事故と同時に、幸子が行方不明になった。50年前のあの事件。
That's right. The same day Yoshi fell and died, Sachiko disappeared. That was 50 years ago now.
あれは校長による殺人事件でした。
They were both killed by the principal.
やはりそうなのね。
Just as I suspected.
校長が余計なことをしでかしたおかげで、幸子の中に吸い込まれて封印されていた涅槃が復活し、あの異空間天神小学校が生まれてしまったのよ。
The principal's heinous actions are to blame, then, for resurrecting the new nirvana within Sachiko and creating the closed spaces we know as Heavenly Host Elementary. It's probably because the school was the site of Sachiko's violent demise that her nirvana took on its form.
とはいえ復活した涅槃も資料として蘇った幸子の力で再び抑制されて、やっぱりその支配下に置かれていたようだけれど。
Yet even then, with Sachiko reborn as a spirit in that realm, she was still all-powerful, seemingly continuing to exert complete control over it.
幸子がいろんな力を使えたのも、その涅槃の影響だったのかしら。
I guess that's why she was able to manifest so many different horrible things in there. This is all starting to make me... Okay. Was starting to make a...
現在は、
Oh
あ
no!
なたたちが脱出の際に幸子を取り除いてしまったから、涅槃は再び暴走状態になっているのよ。
Note to self, don't try not to click the R2 button. When you escaped, you removed Sachiko from the equation, but the nirvana remained and is going berserk once more.
なくなってしまえばよかったのに。あんな危険な場所。
It should have just disappeared. This world would be better off without it. This entire conversation was a roller coaster of emotions for me. At this point, I was just angry. Angry at everyone involved in this whole ordeal, myself included.
さて、ここで少し突飛な話をするわよ。ついてきてね。
Now then, if I may, I'd like to discuss something a bit outlandish with you? Oh, like this whole conversation wasn't outlandish?
Hi.
I mean, I guess in terms of this series, yeah, I guess what we've been discussing about isn't exactly outlandish.
死んだ友達にまた会いたい?
Would you like to see your dead friends again? That certainly got our attention. We both perked our heads up immediately. That spells bad news. That spells really, really bad news.
涅槃で死んだ霊は成仏できずに囚われ続けるというわ。お友達の魂だってまだあそこにいるかもしれない。
Spirits that have died in the nirvana are said to roam its grounds, trapped and unable to find rest. As such, your friends' souls may still exist on that plane. Well, that's horrifying, considering what happened to Seiko.
実はね、
Oof.
黒の本、
And
ブ
Mayu.
ックオブシャドウズにはいろんな魔術が書かれているの。
I don't remember what happened to McCreepyface, who I can't remember his name, but I didn't like him, so who cared? I didn't care. Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't. Whatever. There are actually a number of useful magics listed in the Book of
ヨ
Shadows.
シエの使った涅槃を生み出す術の他にも反言の術というものもある。
Aside from the spell Yoshi used to create the new Nirvana, there's also a spell of revival. Yeah, but if Full Metal Alchemist has taught me anything, there's nothing you do comes without a price. Equivalent exchange, you know. Nakashima and I knew about... Oh, Nakashima and I knew about that one all too well.
命を無理やり戻すなんて敬虔な宗教家に言わせれば神のおぼし飯に背く背徳の行為だと言われそうだけれどね。
Forcefully returning a life to this plane is, of course, dreadfully taboo, as it's considered an affront to the will of God by virtually all religious organizations.
Huh?
Kishinuma seemed a bit more confused than he probably should have been, though I suspect the look on my face may have had something to do with that. I'd performed that spell, the very one Aiko was describing. It took hours, failed miserably, and killed my sister. All at once, the guilt returned. I lowered my head solemnly. Aiko grinned at me, and I had the sinking suspicion it was because she somehow knew what I was thinking, though I couldn't be sure, and I certainly didn't know how she would.
けれどそんなものはクソくらいよね。冒涜も破壊も何でも来いよ。
Still, who cares about bullshit like that, right? You can be blasphemous. You can break every commandment. Bring it
死
on.
んだ友達を生き返らせたいんでしょ。
You'll do whatever it takes to resurrect your dead friends, no?
だったらあの本を探し出し天神小学校でもう一度あの術を行えば成功する可能性は飛躍的に上がるんじゃないかしら。
Thing is, though, if I remember correctly, how to leave Heavenly Host Elementary was... Oh, no. I remember how. Never mind. All you have to do is find that book and cast that spell once more within Heavenly Host Elementary. Your chances of success would be much, much higher there, don't you think?
おい、あんた何無責任なこと言ってやがんだ。またやばいことになったらどうすん。
Hold on, do you even have any idea what you're saying? What happens if things get even worse? I didn't exactly mean to interrupt Kishinuma, but quite honestly, I didn't even realize he was talking. I was too focused on what Aiko had just
あ
said.
なたは知っているんですね。私と中島さんの吉江の家での失敗を。
You know about it, don't you? Our failed attempt at Yoshi's place. Me and Nakashima. Aiko tilted her head at me, that same wary smile creeping across her face. She'd gone from cold and emotionless to knowing and expressive in a mere
あの
instant.
時のことは夢幻だったと思っています。
I don't think we really believed what was happening to us. It was like a
あり
dream.
えないものを見て、ありえない体験をして、 私はおかしくなっていたって。
What we saw was impossible. What we experienced was impossible. I thought I was going insane.
してはいけないこと。あんなこと。もう忘れたいの。
It shouldn't have been possible. We shouldn't have done it. I want to put all this behind
で
me.
も現実だった。
But it was real. Aiko pointed to the scar on my neck and then went one step further and lightly brushed it with her hand. I could feel that touch deep within my soul. I suddenly found myself swallowing my next breath, practically choking on thin air.
いい？人が本来触れることすらできない。世の常識の裏側にあなたは手を突っ込んだのよ。
See, you came in contact with something ordinary people could never even
今
imagine.
さら逃げられると思う？
Do you really think you can just turn tail and run from that now? I looked down again, trying my best to avoid Aiko's gaze.
私にそんなことが。
Do you really think I can do it? When had I started crying? I raised my head again, intent upon looking deep into Aiko's eyes as she answered my question, but she looked so blurry through my tears. I could tell, though, that she was smiling at me. It was that same expression, her new standard.
そんなことって何？
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can you be more specific?
みんな。
Can I? Really?
何？あなたの口からちゃんと聞きたいな。
Yes.
どうしたいの？
Yes, yes. What is it? I want to hear you say it. What exactly is it that you wish to accomplish?
帰らせ。
Can I bring everybody back?
よく言えました。
Oh my god. Nicely done. Aiko patted my head as one might a dogs after a successfully performed trick.
黒の本が生み出すのは魔女の英知が起こす奇跡よ。それは運命をもねじ曲げる力。
What the Grimoire produces are miracles spawned from the wisdom of the witches, and these miracles hold the power to bend
た
fate.
とえそれが確定した運命であろうともね。
Even if that fate is set in stone, so to speak.
あなたは強力な霊能者の家系、篠崎家の末裔。日野江さんがいない今、これはあなたにしかできないことかもしれない。
You are a descendant of the House Shinozaki, a family of immensely powerful practitioners of magic, and since Hinoue is no longer with us, this is something only you can do. My confidence was being bolstered by the minute, though in retrospect that was likely Aiko's aim. Nonetheless, if there were still something I could do for my friends.
だけど、肝心のブックオブシャドウズがどこに行ったのかもわからないし、それに。
But wait, I don't even know where the Book of Shadows is anymore. Plus,
幸子を失った天神賞には、幸せの幸子さんのおまじないではもう行けない？
you're no longer able to travel. Oh, so wait. Okay. So for those of you who may or may not know, not too spoilerish from the previous games because it literally happens in the very beginning, but how they travel to Heavenly Host Elementary is that they had the Sachiko Ever After ritual, which is basically you take a paper doll, say Sachiko, we beg of you, for however many people are in the room, and then you rip the doll apart, and then that sends you to Heavenly Host Elementary. How to get back from that is that you whoever is remaining of the people who went in there have to have their paper piece, and they basically put it together, or at least how they discussed it in the first game. They put it together and say Sachiko Ever After, same amount of times, except they add an extra one for Sachiko, basically, and then that bumps them back to the real world. And then in the second game or something, Or in the first game. I don't remember. It's been so long. Anyway, so that's the basics of the ritual. So the fact that Sachiko is gone, because I believe in the second game, or even in the first game, again, I don't remember, like, they appeased Sachiko, so she kind of went away. Yeah, because Sachiko's not there anymore, if they do that ritual, if they do the Sachiko ritual, or use some other way to get into the, into Heavenly Host Elementary, then how are they going to get back? First of all, how are they going to even get in there without Sachiko? So, yeah. I don't know, I guess I'll let the game explain. I apologize once again for interrupting for my random thoughts that flutter through my head. You're no longer able to travel to Heavenly Host by way of the Sachiko in the Ever After ritual, now that Sachiko is gone, correct? Yeah, that's right. That's what Yuki said anyway. Yuki Kano, a girl from the school. I think Yuki is the little girl in the picture. I think that was her name. Is it gonna be Yuki Ever After now? Aiko once again placed the bluish-white Magatama stones from the box in either hand, this time fitting them together, though not quite the way that they were supposed to interlock. That's where these come in. So wait, there's another way to get in there via magic stones? What? Where has this information existed elsewhere? What are they? They house an exceptional amount of spiritual energy, as one would expect, given that they're spirit items from the Shinozaki line. The voice I heard told me about them. They're called conveniently Ever After stones. Ever After stones. I leaned forward despite myself. The name sent a shiver down my spine, but now that I heard it, I had to know more. These two are one. Fit them together like puzzle pieces and chant Nirvana, I summon the dead, and all who are in direct or indirect contact with them will be spirited away. So is that the same thing to use to get us back? Because that's something to establish before any sort of dimensional hopping happens. Just saying. We both flinched at her chant, but Aiko just smiled. She must have intentionally oriented the stones the wrong way so the charm wouldn't activate. It's the same when you return. I hope so. I really do. She tossed the stone she'd been holding in her right hand into her left, where it clacked together with the other. Strange, isn't it? This girl taught me the technique herself. Aiko gazed longingly at the stones. She was clearly utterly enamored by them. It seemed as if they were the key factors in unleashing her newfound emotional expressiveness. I know this is a terrible thing to say, but I really hope Aiko comes over to Heavenly Host, and I really hope she dies, like, really painfully. Like, I get her character, I get it, but at the same time, like, she's like a chalkboard. Like, you can write stuff on it to get information, but then when somebody starts dragging their nails across it, you don't want anything to do with it. But weirdest analogy I think I've ever come up with, but that's basically how I'm feeling about Aiko. And I mean, for me, I'm like, oh man, it would be so satisfying if she got her wish, she got to Heavenly Host with all these spiritual things, and then she, well, maybe not like die in a gruesome way, but maybe she goes like insane and mad, and that's how she dies. I hope so. I really hope so. It's like, look, you got your wish and now you're crazy. See ya. Okay. But my focus was elsewhere. Without a doubt, the items Aiko now held in her left hand were extraordinarily dangerous, possibly the most dangerous, horrific objects in the entire world. However, while Aiko was ogling them with her left hand, her right was feeling around for something in her breast pocket. She slowly removed it, producing an old black and white photograph. When had she taken that? It was the same photograph I seen at Makina Shinazaki's house the previous night.